pajamas.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the Scrat Academy. It is Eberron Day, one of my favourite days of the week. So let's jump straight in to get some of these links in, and then we're going to hop straight back into the story. First of all, Discord. We'll pop the links in chat. Discord is an awesome place, and we're really proud of our Discord. It's got a family feel where we all talk D&D, all TTRPGs, or even if you just want to chat and see how your day is going. Twitter, if you want to get into one of our viewer games or a game like this in future, drop Scrat or Scraticus Academy Twitter ADM, and we will see if we can find a slot for you. I'm really sorry if you hear anything. My cat is throwing around a bike light, which I don't know how she's found. YouTube, we are catching up. I think, if I remember correctly, all the premiere episodes are officially now on YouTube, and we're sorting playlists so that you can binge watch them if you want, because that's what I do. Patreon. Patreon is an awesome way to support us. Because we're now full-time, and you get sneak peeks into things to come, whether it's artwork or behind the scenes stuff, and also it gives you all the information of the upcoming Academy Open Days early, just before it gets onto Twitter and Discord. Merch, we have t-shirts, hoodies, you name it, on Redbubble. And they're awesome and they're comfy, and I think quite a few people have got some. In fact, Tool School is wearing one today, and we're very proud of our logo, which has been made by the wonderful Ambly, who is so very talented. And right, we're also going to pop a tweet in chat. That is the tweet announcing today's game. Every 10 tweets, a Wild Magic Surge is rolled for the game, so you can influence the game that way. Now, there's something slightly new, which I'm going to, and I'm going to pass you over to Jay for Bird in the Storm, who is our new sponsor. So I thought I'd just say hi.
Hey, so we at Bird in the Storm Publishing are super excited about a new partnership that we're entering with our friends at Scraticus Academy to be their first sponsor. We are huge believers in the message of Alice and Adam and the Scraticus Academy of inclusion and that gaming is for everyone. And we wanted to get in at the ground floor. So we are now a sponsor of Scraticus Academy. And hope you'll join us next season as we are going to put some little sort of serials and content into the rotation. It's sort of a new idea that myself, Scrat, and Alice came up with, along with Bird versus Plane, and we're pretty excited about it, pretty excited to debut it. You can see it coming to next season of Scraticus Academy, and hope you guys will enjoy and support Scraticus Academy as much as we do. So thank you guys for watching, and we will you'll see more from tons more from Adam and Alice, and we are busily working on content over here at Bird in the Storm Publishing, and hope to be debuting it right here on Scraticus Academy. So we are super excited and thrilled to be a part of this amazing channel.
We're super excited as well. We did the first you ran your first module on one of our Academy Open Days. It went so well and it was so good. And I just love the world already. And also you can see up in the top corner, we've also got Bird in the Storm logo, because it's another awesome logo. I want to show you guys off because you're awesome.
That was done by the amazing Vess. If you all have, if you've seen their work out on the internet, they are great. Actually, I'll throw a link in there.
Yeah, do definitely.
Yep. Who did our logo. And we're putting on all kinds of merch because we just want to see our logo on stuff.
Right. I think we're going to go around the characters. Or you guys, or you players, just before. Oh, okay. We've already hit 10 retweets. Okay, let me just give you all a number. So Emmett, you're number 1, Vesh, you're number 2, Kaya, you're number 3, and Tart, you're number 4. I'm going to roll a 1d4. And that is Tart. And I think we are... I think the dice now is 474. So if you want to... And you got... Oh, I was going to say, hang on. I was like, wait, what?
No.
Okay, that's a 66. We'll get to that in a second. So we'll start with Emmett today. How is Emmett, and who is Emmett, and how are they feeling since we last left?
Looks like we got
Emmett is a warforged, and they're kind of confused right now. There's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of conflicted feelings with the way the march of angry people against warforged that they saw earlier, and then of course this now warforged guarding, I guess, or surrounding the city, trying to figure all that out. So Emmett is a warforged trying to figure out their own identity and their own feelings and understand emoting properly.
Nice. I think poor Emmett is going to see a lot of things coming his way. Okay, and we'll hop across and go to Kaya. What is Kaya doing right now? Or how is Kaya feeling?
Overwhelmed, horrified. I think this might be the first episode so far where I haven't started as her, because I don't know that I'm ready to jump into that storm of panic right now. So yeah, Kaya, our sweet, albeit kind of mercurial high elf girl, has just stabbed an innocent warforged in self-defense, and she's not even sure why. It was almost like a reflex, and now she's panicking and thinking she's a terrible person and probably wants to go say like 8 Hail Marys or something. But she's having a moment for sure.
Awesome. Okay, we're gonna hop around to Tart or Ophelia or whatever name she's currently going by today.
Yes. Hey, everybody. I'm Lauren, she, her pronouns. That's Salty Ginger on the Twitters. And today I'm playing Tart, the changeling bard, who also sometimes goes by Ophelia, the heir to House Fiarlan in Sharn. And everything's been super chill. Her mom is not mad at her. Her mom is not scary. Everything's okay. Nothing's a problem. Except everything's a problem. It's fine. It's weird. I'm really excited to find out what's going on with these warforged.
And last but not least, Vesh. How is Vesh doing?
Well, Vesh, he is a Kalashtar and Kalastari, and which means that he sort of has a blended. He's a blended race. He has been sort of bonded with a ghost from the Dream Realm called Kiore. His happens to be a storm giant who, due to some of the mysterious happenings around Eberron and Cyre, normally it would just be sort of a spiritual influence on him, but has sort of become a physical influence on him as well. And his sort of tall and gangly and very clumsy, as he is after your last week, now almost 8 feet tall. And is pretty much all elbows and ankles and feet getting in his way. And right now I think he's a little confused about all this. He had never seen Warforged before this. He at first thought this might be Emmet's family or some kind of family grouping that was happening out here. Everyone else has seemed to be very nervous. But I think Vesh right now, sort of seeing everyone kind of take action, and certainly Kaya take action out here, is feeling probably still a little, he had a rough night last night, and he kind of is having that all these people are so put together, and probably feeling a little embarrassed about that as well. So I think he's a little bit he's in that place where suddenly by the light of day and with a huge army of Warforged outside, he's kind of feeling a little silly about him being scared by a dream the night before. So, but he's just kind of looking around, wondering exactly what to do and where to go and who to follow. And that's Vesh. He's a little, I don't know what's next.
Okay, so last week we found you guys at the other half of the ball. I think Tart and Kaya made a mad dash for it when the hooded figure also made a mad dash for it over tables and causing a bit of a commotion before disappearing out of the window over a balcony and into the Dagger River. We then proceeded to go to the pub where Tart got very, very drunk. Vesh ended up giving her a piggyback, if I remember correctly. And poor Emmett sat by, very confused and learning how not to panic and what panic was. The mother, again, because I've now been given the angry mum voice, is now my thing apparently. She came into the pub and basically dragged you all back. Poor Vesh, as he said, had a horrific nightmare of what seems to be his mother in the middle of a city before she was consumed by mist. And then there was an alarm that was sounded. And as you were all called to the roof, you saw a huge line, 3 or 4 lines of Warforged setting up and surrounding the city. As you all approached to talk and to see sort of what was going on, they seemed different. There was no personality there. They continued over and over again to repeat, "Please return to your domicile. You are a danger to yourselves." And we left it as they started to walk towards the city, just after Kaya had stabbed one in the side, killing it, and when it fell to the ground, it seemed panicked and nervous, as if all emotions had flooded into it. The Warforged are approaching. They are coming in through the gate, and they are walking up to people and grabbing them and pushing them in different directions. People are panicking. People are screaming. People are trying to flee. What are you guys doing?
The last we had left off, in that sort of moment of shock, Kaya had dropped her dagger.
Mm-hmm.
But as the dagger falls, she kicks it back up to her hand, and that look returns to her face, and she slides the dagger back onto her belt before the panic sets in again.
You've muted yourself.
Why would I do that? And why would I do that? Why would I do that? She's just looking around. Panic is spread on her face, and she just reaches over and just clings to Emmett. We've got to go. We've got to go right now.
Emmett will kind of like put their hand over top of yours as gently as they think they are doing. Just be like, don't panic. That's what I've learned. Don't panic. And are the Warforged, like, I guess, going around us at this point? Since they're still marching toward us, or?
They are sort of just flooding in through the gates. They're not chasing. They're not hurting. If they're hurting someone, it's normally probably because they're gripping harder. They're not pulling out weapons. They're not attacking. They are filtering through the people, grabbing them as they go and forcing them into their homes or into just a building in general. And you can see that as they put people into these buildings, they start barricading the doors.
Emmett will keep Kaya's arm on theirs and then turn around and try and find, trying to remember, where were you, Vesh?
Vesh I think, was sort of beside you, had sort of asked if this was your family. And then you said no. I think Tart was running to try to get to the gates before them, but I guess the Warforged have beat us there as we were sort of indecisive. So I'm just painting the picture in my mind. So I'm assuming, we know this is a port city. It was first thing in the morning, if I recall, that we sort of came out here. Is it sort of misty on the ground? I mean, is this like sort of in the fields outside of the main city, or?
It's quite a clear, crisp morning. Vision is very good. You can see everything if you have good eyesight. But you can see almost as far as you want. You can see at the docks that there are warforged in the docks. They're all down there. They are on ships. They are dragging people off the ships. As you can see them, just continue. They're sort of quite. They're walking slowly. Some of them might be walking a bit faster, but they seem to be just literally on a mission to grab people and move them. And as you want to get back into the city, they start to close the gate and they lock it shut.
Are we inside or outside?
You are inside.
Okay.
Okay, real quick question just about the city in general. Can the skywalk be cut off from the rest of the city?
It's not so much that it can be cut off by any physical means. It's more, the guards or your guards are up there.
Mm-hmm. Are there a lot of guards in the street, or would the guards that are like more competent be?
The guards have left to flee up in the higher parts of the city.
We need to move up now.
Emet nods and directs Blue to hold Tart's hand, or Ophelia's hand, so that way it looks like she's being escorted by a warforged and no one else touches her. And Emet will also grab Vesh and kind of act like he is guiding them.
Gotcha.
Blue will take hold of Tart's arm and start walking, doing as he's told basically. And you can see his half arm sort of reaching out for Kaya, but he's still not used to his arm not being there yet. So he's looking at Kaya's like, we must go faster.
Oh, okay. I looked to Emmett, and because I noticed we all noticed all of their eyes were blue, correct?
Yes.
What color are Emmett's eyes?
Emmett's eyes are like a green or a yellow. Oh, sorry, I was talking about blue. Sorry, carry on.
Emmett's are typically like a pale blue.
Right, so it's not the same as these.
No.
Okay.
It'd be like a shade off.
Just sort of looking at Emmett and okay. Back to your house, Ophelia?
Yes, just look distressed and I'm sure we'll blend right in.
It's not going to be hard.
I didn't think so.
Kaya's panic suddenly disappears, and she just sort of looks to Ophelia. We have to figure out what's going on here. We need to get to the bottom of this now.
If you'd like to be captured, then I'm sure it would be relatively easy.
That might not be half a bad idea.
We could capture one of the warforged.
Yes, we might be inclined, and you see her hand go back to the dagger to make one talk.
When you do this, Emmet will be like, but if you kill them, they're useless.
Pain is not an absolute, like death is. It'll pass.
Okay. I think that's a pretty good philosophy, Emet, as we're walking. If you kill them, they're useless. I think we should all think that very carefully right now. I mean, they don't look like they're killing anyone, but I prefer to be useful.
You see some people resisting. In fact, you notice some of the people from earlier that were attacking Blue, and they've got sticks and they're trying to get rid of the Warforged and trying to force them away. The Warforged takes a fist and knocks the person straight out and slings him over the shoulder and you can hear, "For your protection, please return." And you will walk into the nearest house, and you see him drop the body and close the door.
I can get one to come with us. Okay. I look at the nearest one, as Blue's got me, and I'm going to cast Suggestion using one of your nat ones, DM.
Okay.
And order this one to pretend to take us up to the skywalk and answer any questions we may have for the next 8 hours.
And it looks and turns to you, just says, "I will escort you to your domicile." And it puts a hand behind, it doesn't grab you, it puts a hand behind your back, and you can feel that gentle push as it's starting to, just not in like an angry way or anything, it's literally guiding you. And Blue, you didn't think a Warforged could look nervous, but you can see his eyes like flickering in between blue and yellow, almost like he's blinking.
I give Blue a reassuring smile because I totally think it. Why wouldn't it work? I'm very persuasive. I give Blue a reassuring smile and look at everyone else. Well, too sweet.
Now, as you walk up, this is chaos. I'm just saying. Now, this is people. Some people are fighting back. People aren't going to take this lying down. They're going to fight back and try and barricade them out of the houses.
Vesh, I'm actually going to utilize my wild magic surge from last time. From my last wild magic surge, I claim we're still within 24 hours because I think it happened at the party.
Yes.
Was that my perception is 20 for the next 24 hours. Vesh is looking around, and it might even be that it is his Kiore is looking around, and to try to see either if there seems to be someone leading them, or what's happening with this one that is flipping back and forth with their eyes, trying to just get a better understanding through perception, not insight, but through perception of if he's what can he see as maybe we're ascending the stairs and get a little better view, not to mention he's about a head higher than everybody.
Okay, so with like a 20 perception, you don't see anyone leading them. It's almost like they're all homing in on individual people and guiding them. They look like, what's it? They've got a job or a task to be done, and they are trying to go about it as efficiently as possible. So when the person was knocked out, it's not for the Warforged safety. You get the feeling that they're probably thinking this guy is a danger to himself, and they will take measures to make sure he doesn't do anything.
I'm trying to, as we're moving through all this, because Ophelia's got a pretty recognizable visage, so I'm just trying to set an example of not resisting for anyone who's looking and confused about what to do, because after seeing that guy knocked out, I don't want a bunch of people like being knocked out that could kill somebody.
Could you roll a performance, please, just to see if you've got the air about you?
Sure. It's an 11.
Okay. Some people are still overly panicked because but you do see some people that spot you, and they sort of look to their children and point at you and just get them to walk.
Okay, cool.
Also, thank you to the Wild Magic Surge from the tweets. Tart, you know that noticed that your bag feels a lot lighter. In fact, it's like every item in your pack has disappeared.
That hurts.
Great. That's cool. It's fine because there's like
that's a lot of scars.
It's like a dagger and a jeweler's kit and some clothes. I just walked out of the house. It's fine. It's fine. Cool. Someone took the time to rob me in the panic. That's great.
Oh, you felt like a hand sort of going, but you assumed it was the Warforged guiding you. But now you're pretty sure someone just swiped your belongings.
Good.
Kaya turns to Emmett and says, Large one, there's clearly a radius in which they have to be controlled. Where approximately would their controlling source be?
Would Emmett have any previous knowledge or experience from their past of?
You would know that they effectively have choice of their own, but they are designed to follow an order. The order doesn't have to be in a proximity or anything like that, but you know they tend to be the sort of thing that they need to complete the task before they can move on.
Okay. Emmett will explain that I've never experienced control over me. It's just your directive, what you do. You're told to do this, and that's what you do, because that's all you know. This is different.
That would be more difficult to dismantle then. That's a shame. Very well. If that's the case, actually, that gives me a brilliant idea. Sorry, what was I saying?
No idea.
Blue pipes over. You had an idea.
Well, we got to get out of this chaos for one.
We're heading back up to Ophelia's. Hopefully it'll be okay up there.
Good. I sort of lost myself, but I seem to have calmed down. Thank you all for being so lovely and not letting me get lost.
Of course.
As we're walking, I'm going to try and ask the Warforged questions to see if it answers any differently under the effects of the spell. So I know you're taking people to their domiciles because we're a danger to ourselves. Why are we a danger to ourselves exactly?
You are irrational.
You know, I cannot argue with you. What's your name, by the way?
I do not have a name. I have a number.
Oh, what is it?
E3475.
Cool. 3475. So, E3475. So we're irrational. Who told you we were irrational?
And it looks sort of like turns its head to you. The core.
The core. Great. Where is the core?
The core and the cores are everywhere.
Is that like a saying, or is that a fact?
I think like an apple core.
Oh. Could be.
Maybe a set of core beliefs or something?
Right.
I like this game.
It's a good game.
It is a decent game, Vesh, and it's definitely keeping my mind off all this. How are you feeling, Vesh?
Well, I'm hoping that we can get some breakfast when we go back up, because we never had our picnic back up Ophelia's.
Yes, absolutely. Kaya just sort of nods. She seems to realize that keeping her mind and Vesh's mind sort of focused on something else seems to be helping. So how's that owl that owl teddy treating you, Vesh?
Oh, I named him Frederick, and he's right here.
Oh, lovely.
But
Lovely.
anyway, let's just keep that between us in the group.
Oh, yeah, sure. It's a lovely name.
I thought so.
Thank you, Jim Song, who donates in that 20 for me.
Ugh.
Good. So E3475. So we're irrational. The core is telling you to do this, and the core is everywhere. Is that all correct?
The cause is everywhere.
The cause or the core? I can't understand
The
myself.
cause is
The cause.
everywhere.
So, do you have a directive after you return everyone to their homes for their own safety? What's the next directive?
We keep you safe.
By keeping us locked up.
We keep you safe.
If you
Is
had to
something-
define keeping us safe,
You will not die.
Is something coming?
We will keep you safe.
Doesn't make me feel very safe.
that's a great question, Vesh.
Well, that means then they're obviously not trying to act belligerent. So, that being said, oh come on, stupid brain work. That was
So-
fuzzy.
So I know sometimes, sometimes people, when they would know I was coming, they would like put lots of things away and put it inside, and so we stopped letting people know when we were going to go to the market, so that it wouldn't cause a panic. So I'm wondering, I'm kind of worried that maybe they are putting everyone in their houses and not telling them why, because it would be a panic.
Mm-hmm.
This
Yes.
is not a panic, and Emmet will look around at everything around them.
I think Vesh is absolutely correct. 100%.
I turn to the Warforged and I say, where do you get your orders from again?
The
Bad memory, sorry.
cause.
The cause. Okay. Who leads the cause?
The cause leads the cause.
Okay. Where did it start?
In the old city.
Which old city?
In the old city.
Cyre?
And it sort of turns to look at Tart. I do not know its name.
Is
Please
it?
return to your domicile.
We are. Promise we are. Why did it start? Every cause has a reason.
I don't understand. And you can see it sort of shake its head a little bit.
Okay. When did it start?
I don't understand.
That one's out. How? How did it start?
I don't understand.
If I wanted to get my way to the cause, where would I go?
And it starts to like twitch and its head moves a couple of times. Please return to your domicile.
I know that feeling. Okay, so apparently they have limited bits of information that we can use only so much. That being said, we're not going to get any more from anything out of these likes of these ones. Tart, that was very smart of you to start, having him escort us up, but we're missing pieces. And trust me, I know all about that.
Are we getting close to where we need to be?
You are coming up to you recognize this pathway up to the skywalk, and you'll start to see guards, and some of them see Tart in particular and run. And you can see Max as he sort of runs forward with his sword, as
Nope.
do many others.
No, it's all right. See? And I like unloop my arms. It's fine. It's fine. They're safe. Well, this one's totally safe. This one's safe for like 7.5 more hours, I think.
I don't understand. So, Miss, will you please, sir? come over here.
Sure, everyone, including these two,
Whoa, whoa,
totally
whoa, whoa.
fine.
We don't want no Warforged.
You see how their eyes, they're not really blue. They're
How-
all right.
How do we know?
Because I said so? Are you questioning me?
And you see sort of Max back up. He's like, I'm just following orders, ma'am.
I promise this one with the one arm and this one, they're fine.
I interject. Emmett, Blue, would you two mind stepping about some 20 feet back about that way? Just to prove a point.
Okay.
Okay. And Blue will follow Emmett wherever Emmett goes.
See, they're safe. They're fine. They trust us. So much if she says it, that one will too. For a little bit, I think. That's what you said, isn't it?
7.5 hours.
7.5 hours. That's a long time. Okay. So, that being said, they're fine. All right?
Fine. But if anyone asks, I tried to stop them coming in.
I know.
And-
I flip my hair and I say, I'm very persuasive.
Yeah, okay. And it sort of like moves, so it's, hurry up, okay?
Okay, I will lead the way back up top. Is there like a citywide announcing system?
You can hear the bell going. There isn't like a speaker or anything like that. There is a bell, going. You could probably, there's something magic-wise you would probably have access to that could make your voice a lot louder. From up here, however, you see that the streets are slowly emptying.
Okay.
Of everyone, and there are Warforged stood by every single door.
Okay. Well, that's good. If people are going inside and it seems like things are quieting down, then I want to get back on the roof because I think Vesh is totally 100% right about this. Yeah, I want to get back up on the roof and have the best view of the surrounding area.
Okay, so as you head back into your manor or your home, E3475 follows you. So, are you returning to your domicile? And you're at the door. You're at the door that you guys normally walk into.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we are, but we might have some more questions.
I must guard to protect.
At this point, Emmett is going to walk up behind E3475 and punch them in the back of the head.
Yep.
But just a little, just to see.
I want to punch him in the back of the head, but do you want to do
Just
it
a little.
I want to see if I can jar it, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Could you roll me a strength, please?
Yes, I can.
That is a 20. You punch it in the back of the head, and if anything, it sort of freaks a little. Its eyes blink, and you suddenly think you see as if a person is shaking their head, like, oh, and then it falls back, and the lights just slowly dim. It doesn't react.
Thank you, Emet. That's useful.
That was informative.
Yes.
So how do we harness his power? That's the question.
Or disrupt it.
Oh, I just met just jogging things on the back of the head. That's a good power to have.
Huh.
It has been a benefit to me.
Is there... Okay, so the Warforged were in the last war. Did anyone ever figure anything out, ways to disrupt either the magic portion of what makes them or the physical portion of what makes them?
Are you asking me, or are you asking?
Yes, I'm just
Okay.
halfway between.
No, I'll just
reactions.
double check. No, not that
Okay.
you know of or anything like that. They, to you, they were, they had a personality, even if it was a very mild personality, and they could think for themselves. They were effectively a hired, well, not hired, they were built purely for military use. And then after the war and everything phased out, they were very good at manual labor because of how they were built and how big they were.
Something just occurred to me. So, you know how Vesh was all like, people would take things and put them away, yeah?
Yeah.
Now, Warforged, if I'm not mistaken, pointed to Emmett, you go things very literally, don't you? Everything's very precise, isn't it?
Yes.
So roughly, how long would it take to clean up a whole city? Because if we do that and you gave yourself enough time, that's approximately how long we have left.
You want to clean the city?
No, what I mean is that we don't have long. Because if the Warforged are thinking it takes a certain amount of time to clean up the city, meaning in a particular amount of time, that I God, I almost lost my train of thought. Hang on. Something's coming in a particular amount of time that we've got a very short window for. We don't have long. Something terrible's on the way. I'm almost sure of it.
Right. Do you have a suggestion about what to do? I think we're all on the same page about definitely something coming, but I don't know what.
Something bad. Sounds familiar. I just can't remember. Feel like I should know it. Okay, so if it's not something that the force like this would stop, then it's got to be something bigger, right? Because if it could just be fought, then the Warforged would be fighting it. So does anyone have a short list of things that can't be stopped?
Yes, but I don't know if it's too meta.
Are we up on the roof?
You have headed up there, and what I will say is that as you're up there, you will see the mother, Tart's mother, out again looking at
The mother.
the mother.
The mother.
That mother. On the top, she's got guards surrounding her. And as you're up on the roof, you can see a circle of Warforged looking upwards and surrounding the skywalk.
What, if we look at the horizon, what do we see?
Which way are you looking?
All over.
You see the Dagger River to one side, which you are used to. You can see Warforged down by the docks.
The direction they came from.
The direction they came from, you just see far stretching land and dots on the horizon.
Mother,
Yes?
can I have your glass, please?
Quickly, and she just sort of passes it over. There are more Warforged on the way.
Ah. Great. So there are more coming. Do they?
These
Yeah.
are not moving in formation.
Okay. I think. Ooh, if I look down, have they closed? Have the Warforged closed and barricaded the gate behind them?
Yes.
Yes.
Everything is closed up. It's like the city is sealed.
Okay. There are more coming, and they're not like these. I think they're protecting us. I think they're doing exactly what they said. I think, or they're waiting. If they were waiting for those that are coming, though, the gates would be open. I think there are other ways out of here. There are other ways out of here.
And your mother walks over to you.
Hello.
As you can see, we have a problem. She still looks very nervous. She's still being quite curt and short. But you think this is more out of nervousness now, rather than anything. I need you to leave the city. They have infiltrated the lower levels. There is one way out, and as you can see, more are coming. They're not in formation. In fact, they're running. I need you to get out through the cogs under the old city and get out through the sewers to the Dagger River. I don't care if you take these people with you or not, but you will leave now.
Where should I go?
Exactly where I just said. Through the cogs, through the sewer. Leave the city and get out.
I meant after that, Mother, but yes.
I don't know right now. I'm sure I will find a way to get a word to you. But right now, and you hear a bang, like a big, and it's, you see the Warforged down below, and they're trying to break in through the doors.
Are they saying anything distinct?
They're saying nothing. It's almost like they are throwing themselves at the doors.
Okay.
Now, and I suggest this, and she looks at all still your very colourful clothing. She's like, Max! And Max walks over with some sacks. He's like, and she's pulling out just very grey, brown cloaks or big overshirts, and she's putting it on top of you. She's pulling it over, and you can see she's just sort of trying to tuck in anything brightly coloured. And you can see a nervousness, and she's like, just don't die.
I always try.
And you, the tall one, I couldn't find much, but you can wrap this around you. And she just sort of throws you a big grey, it's almost like a big grey scarf that you could wrap around your top half. Basically a bed sheet. You're pretty sure it's the one from maybe you broke a tapestry or something on the way up when you fell off. So
yeah, actually, yeah, I definitely did when I knocked down.
You broke a tapestry, so this is looks like there's a big hole in it, but it's long enough to wrap around your shoulders and hide your brain.
He puts his head through the hole, so it's basically like a big rain
poncho.
Poncho.
Thanks. It's awfully nice.
Right, and you, and walks over to Emmett and Blue, but mainly looks at Emmett. You keep her safe.
She will be safe.
Or I will dismantle you myself. And
Emmett's eyes flash yellow for a second, then go back to blue.
do you understand? You get her out alive. If it means abandoning the rest of them, you get her out alive.
She will get out alive.
I mouth at Vesh. We won't abandon you.
Vesh is just kind of like.
The mother looks at Kaya, and very much similar to what she did with Tart, starts giving her clothing to throw on and wrap around herself.
Lovely, thank you. I'm very glad it fits. You have a very keen eye for this sort of thing, Lady Fialin.
She sort of not glares at you, but she's just even more on edge than she normally is. And she's okay. And she draws out her sword. A huge sword that she doesn't normally carry on her. In fact, Tart, you all know this. It's normally a ceremonial sword. You've never seen her wield it. I will give you a head start. and you will go out through the kitchens, and Max will show you where to go. Okay. That is a Wild Magic Surge for Tart and a Nat 1 for everyone else.
Ow. Oh. Oh.
All the love. So,
All the love.
yeah.
Yeah, because playing through Eberron iRobot is going to be easy enough.
Yeah. Ooh, here we go.
Right. So, oh, sorry. No. There we go. Max hurries you through the kitchen, and you can hear the banging getting louder, and multiple, over and over again, a drumming, and then you hear a splinter of wood. As you walk past, a fist comes through the door. Can Kaya make a dexterity check, please, just to see if you can dodge this?
I suppose I could. Just straight up dex.
Yeah, just straight. Save. Do a save.
Okay, you got it. 14?
Yeah. You narrowly miss this. You feel splinters hit your face. They don't hurt you, but you can feel it as this huge fist comes bursting through the door.
Oh, that's a hell of a way to knock. Let's hurry, shall we?
Oh, sorry, I've just seen the Wild Magic Surge. Tart. Target has uncontrollable urge to pet the face closest to them for 1d6 hours.
That's fine. That's a
I
nervous
feel like she
tick.
could do that. To like,
Yeah.
Nervous
A
tick.
nervous tick on Emmet.
yeah. Just, it's okay.
Like she would if she had the owl bear, probably, like whenever she's scared. Just looking for something nearby.
Max hurries you. He's running now, and he's like, come on. And you can hear him clattering down there with his shield and his armor. Okay, we're also at 20 retweets. All the same numbers as before.
Is going to go interesting, isn't it?
Okay, all the same numbers as before. And I will just roll. A 1. So that is Emmett.
Oh, Emmett doesn't like being petted.
Yeah, what's Emmett's reaction to being petted?
I'm shooting magic out of my head.
It was 474, if I remember
474.
correctly.
Hopefully it's not something like your face switches with your butt, because then it's like...
254. Okay, we'll come back to that in a second. So you guys are running, and you can hear crashing as these Warforged break in. I might have to re-roll that. I don't know if this...
Yeah, if it doesn't work, re-roll.
Yeah, can we re-roll, please? Because I don't think a Warforged can spontaneously grow a majestic beard. Whoever.
Hey, I'm shooting magic out of my hand.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, well, the makeup kit.
Yeah, unless you want a majestic beard, Emmett, that Tart's maybe been like nervously.
It's a tangled mess.
Maybe it's the greenery because you have greenery on you.
Yeah.
The petting is more actually applying a beard to improve the
Yeah.
disguise.
Like
So-
a tangled mess of like HDMI cables.
As Tart's like nervously just petting your face. And it's, you can see some greenery, some mushrooms, and some other stuff slowly start, and like moss up around here, like where sideburns would be, as you slowly grow this weird like beard, which I don't know if Tart notices it as she's doing it, but
Like Spanish moss.
yeah, like yeah, that's what I'm envisaging.
No concept.
You reach the kitchen, and Max runs straight over to the fireplace and pulls out the grate. And you see a keystone. And he starts to wedge it open, and he looks over to him. He's like, "Oh, help me now."
Let Emmet help.
Yeah.
Emmet goes over
Very
and
weak.
helps. He managed to lift it, and he's like, "Get down there. Just go. And it's as far as you can go, and then it's left at the bottom."
Get some more.
How big is this hole and how
You
stressful
can
is
fit in
this?
it. You can.
No, but
it's
how stressful is
stressful. It is stressful. You're being rushed, and you can hear Warforged, like a lot of Warforged coming up behind you. So I think you should make a check.
Yeah.
Emet would direct Blue to go first to scout the way.
Oh, good old.
Okay, you kind of make it. You basically you're okay. You sort of stagger. Maybe you go into like knock on some of the walls. It's dark down here. Blue nods to Emmett and just starts staggering down himself, and you can see two beams of light as his eyes sort of snap open, and you've got like a green beam of light. He's like, "Come on, we need to leave," and he starts. You can hear the clank as it echoes down these very stone steps, and you can smell like a thick ash, probably from the fireplace where it's all sort of just down. You can see burn marks around, and Max is looking at you like, "Get in."
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna get in. And as everyone else is going down, I tell Max to keep himself safe, keep Mother safe, and I'm gonna just give him some inspiration with that to try to help Max survive what's about to
like
happen.
the weedy little guy with the helmet that's far too big for him, and he's like, "I will, ma'am. I will."
Okay.
What?
Hop down.
As he starts pushing the keystone back, and the last thing you see is Max as he slides the keystone forward, and about 6 or 7 Warforged burst in through the door and reach for him. You are walking down a dark tunnel. The only light you currently have is from Blue, unless Emmett is also sort of using the projection from the eyes.
Emmett will take up the back and do the same.
And it's not a spiral staircase, it's more all over the place. There's no structure to this. This looks like it was an old passageway. Probably for the dragon-marked families in the last war to escape. And the stairs themselves, some of them are crooked, some of them are worn, but you can tell people don't walk down here anymore. This is not well used, and it's very, very dry. And just because it's awkward, I'm going to get Vesh to roll another.
Oh, okay.
Thanks.
Yeah, in the dark on a weird staircase.
Yeah. Whereabouts in the line are you, Vesh?
I figure probably towards the middle. Since Tart was last one, so I think Matt's probably behind me, staying near Ophelia. Yeah. Blue's probably in front. Kaya's probably learned better than to be in front of Vesh on a staircase.
Well, because what I would have done is, seeing as I was expecting us to go, like, I didn't think we'd go upstairs, I'd definitely be behind you, yeah.
Yeah, because we got to get down to the ground. So, yeah, it's probably just Blue in front of me then, which is probably even worse. Other than the fact that I can see over Blue, is this at disadvantage or normal?
I'd say this is normal. It's not overly like slippery, but it's very dry.
Okay, gotcha. So it's 12.
Okay, so you slip a couple of times, but you manage to keep yourself up and grab the wall either side of you. It's quite a slim corridor, so if anything, you're sort of
wedge myself.
Like as you're maybe like with all your limbs and everything, you might try and like weave round little bits. Emmett will definitely be doing the same, and Blue's a little bit smaller, so he's just sort of clunking along as he goes. And you're walking down this place for a long time. You sort of forget how long you've been walking down here. You pass many doors with many keys, many keyholes. None of them open. You probably Tart will know that the other districts down here are like the you've got the industry districts and you've got the undercity. That these districts aren't really used anymore. There might be a trace of some people doing some of the last industry down there. It's just not something that's used anymore. You'll probably think that this is one of the few places left that has access to these places because they were filled in the war. As you get down to the bottom, you can see another corridor of stone. You can see a sharp left.
Yeah, I would just keep telling everyone to press forward. There's really no other way to go down here.
Okay.
I can't tell what's ahead.
Lead
It's so
the way.
You keep walking down this dark path. You can't quite see the edge of it until you see Blue disappear into blackness briefly. It's more like he stepped down. And then it's opened up into one of the largest spaces you have ever seen. High ceilings that seem to disappear into blackness. And there is an amber glow that radiates between many huge, very decorated, almost stone pillars. You can hear clanking and the turning of metal, like a tukoof, tukoof. And there's the hiss of steam. Every now and then, you think you can hear a chatter echoing between these sort of big hallways. You're not sure whether it's a machine or whether it's something living. It is hot down here. It's more than just hot, it is sweltering down here, and the air is very dry. It's opened up into this almost like a great hall, and looking around you can see large cogs on the wall, slowly, almost like a clock as they tick by.
I think we should be quiet moving through here. I don't know what could be down here, but nobody comes this way anymore, so who knows? I do prestidigitate a little like spritz of water in my face and Vesh's face and Kaya's face since it's hot. I can
As
do
you
that.
do that, you do cool yourself down, and you see the top of your finger steam once it's finished.
Right. Quick and quiet then.
You are minuscule in compared to these rooms. You can't see the ceilings. They're so big. Huge vats and huge channels run along the floor. But these huge iron vats are at least probably about 12 veshes tall and much wider. And you think that they look like they were used to pour into these huge channels that run along the floor.
Vesh. Be careful. I don't want you to fall into anything that's very hot. So just careful.
Yeah, are there channels and stuff here?
There are
there
channels,
stuff
but
in
they're
the
not
channels
full.
at this point?
There's nothing currently in the channels, but you can see on the floor where it's sort of slightly cracked, maybe from heat at some point, and there's steam escaping at some point.
Vesh appears oddly at home in this area of giant machinery. It's almost surprising to him. There's almost this comfort level of him, not elegance by any means of the words, but you've always seen Vesh before sort of trying to, he's hunched over, he's always sort of trying to make himself smaller, and in this space that so dwarfs us, it's almost as though Vesh stands up straight and you see him sort of at his full height and walks confidently, if not, it's awkward. It's awkward and clumsy, but almost confidently in this space built for giants. It's something certainly different than you've ever noticed about him before.
Oh. Okay. Good. Quickly, quietly, confidently. I like it.
This place is full of many corridors. Like, so many just that weave, but you can see into each and every sort of pathway because of the pillars in between.
Cool. Do I have a sense of where to go, or are we looking for a way to go?
You can see a main pathway,
Mm-hmm.
and it seems to just literally walk to a huge door at the other end of this hall. It looks like almost like a long walk. You can see this door. This door is huge.
Mm-hmm.
But once again, you think you can hear something scurrying around.
Yeah, I don't like that. Which direction is it coming from? Does it sound closer as we walk to the door?
It's above you.
Great. That's hard. Hearing is bad vertically for people with ears on the side of their heads. Yep, I just kind of like nudge Kaya and Emet and just kind of point up with my eyes.
Vesh, with his 20 perception, will look around this room as well. As Magic Surge doing me good.
As Vesh looks up, you can't see anything in the darkness, so you can't see anything specifically, but you're pretty sure what is up there. Like, so you don't see the ceiling, but you feel like you can see a carpet of something. It's moving.
Does my dark vision give anything away?
Absolutely nothing.
I've never had very keen eyes in the dark, I'm afraid.
The ceiling's moving.
Is it?
Great. Are there any like stories, like kids' stories that would have gone around people who live in the city, like things that live under here?
Roll a history check.
Okay. 12.
Okay. You don't know exactly what it is, but you were told when you were younger to never run into the Undercity. You're pretty sure it was basically deter a highborn person to not go in, but you were told of creatures that dwelled in the darkness and would fly down and snatch up children.
I don't like it. Okay. Nice, noble, lazy voice is going away. I think whatever's up there flies and will probably fly away with us if they decide to come get us. So we just need to get out of here.
Kaya, you think out of the corner of your eye, you see someone sort of shuffle/dash past in between the pillars.
Okay. I tap. I tap Blue on the shoulder and I point in the direction. And over there.
What is it? And he literally, like, very loudly just turns with his light. You hear from above just a but that's all.
There's someone very quiet, Blue, darling. There's someone running about in the darkness. It looked like they were about over that direction. Just be a dear and shine your light over there, please.
I will go have a look. And Blue just starts like trudging over
Are we
over.
now in the dark?
Sorry?
Or is the party in the dark as Blue has walked away?
It's well, I think Emmett had
Oh,
a
Emmett,
little bit
I'm
of
sorry,
light,
yeah.
and there's an amber glow from the ground.
Oh, the whole place. Okay.
It's dark, but it's more that it's dull, and the light is radiating from the ground rather than from anywhere else.
Gotcha.
And you see Blue sort of trundle off into the darkness.
I follow the light after him.
What are the others doing as Kaya and Blue wanders off?
Emet starts like, Blue, but then looks back at Tart. Is like, can't leave Tart though. And just kind of like frozen in a stay with Tart, but needs to make sure Blue's okay.
Let's move toward the door because that's just being very quiet right now. So we should seize this opportunity to move to the door. Oh,
Look at that.
no.
That's probably a problem for us.
Yep. Yep.
It's not.
Sure, it's not.
Looks like we got a new
Blue
friend.
comes back. I found a man, and points in the direction behind the pillar, and you see a very hunched figure come out from behind the pillar. A grey, wrinkled face. Someone who hasn't seen daylight in a long, long time. Of this dwarf. As he sort of says, and he stares at you. See? A man.
Hello. I'm Kaya, and these are my friends. What are you doing down here?
And he stares at you for a little bit before very quickly shuffles over to you. And he starts sniffing you. He starts sniffing your clothes. He's like,
Rude. Hello.
haven't been down here before. Why are you down here? Shouldn't be down here. It's too dark down here. People don't stay down here.
Well, the whole city was sort of freaking out. All the Warforged have gone funny, except for these two. And we were told by a very nice, caring mother that we ought to get out of the city.
Who said that?
Said what?
And as you look at this dwarf, his eyes are glazed over white. Not safe here. Shouldn't be here. Not a good place being out in the open. The ceiling will hear you. The
Looks
sky
like
will
we
hear
got
you.
a new friend.
Why the sky moves? Why does the sky move?
Who said that?
I did.
And you can see him starting to get more and more freaked out. And then he looks over at the rest of his. Ah, it was you. And he walks straight past Kaya and goes straight to Vesh. What are you doing down here, boy? You shouldn't be down here. It's too dark. Why can I see you? I shouldn't be able to see you. What are you doing down here? You shouldn't be in the dark. You're very tall.
Vesh just sort of looks down. They said we had to leave. There's a whole bunch of Warforged up there.
We?
And
Who's we?
me and Emmett.
Emmett? What
And-
Emmett? What is an Emmett?
He just kind of points.
Boy,
I
you
mean,
point the
Emmett,
point.
you have your lights on, right?
Mm-hmm. Emet will also be like, I am an Emet.
And he sort of twitches. And he's like, I heard a voice.
I think he's blind.
Wait.
What?
I sort of
There's
wave my
another-
hands in front of his face.
There's another voice. And as you do it, it's like, yes, I get it. And he's sort of like really crouched. Like he's almost right on like bent knees and almost crawling.
I'm gonna get lower actually seeing him.
He makes like his eyes are fully glazed over, but he
Yeah.
doesn't like seem to lock on you at all.
It's all right. We can take you with us
Us?
unless you
Who's
want to
us?
stay.
Who is us? Why are you down here? This is dark. People don't come down here. They sealed the doors, they made it quiet, but they didn't think these things were down here.
What are these things you're talking about?
And he just points up.
The ceiling's moving.
Yeah.
You know, he's
Oh. So Vesh is going to bend over to whisper in his ear. And how tall is this dwarf?
This dwarf is like average dwarf size, but he's also hunched and almost like it's almost like he's not walking on all
That's me
fours,
bending
but
all the way over. It's
like
Vesh.
literally you're touching your toes. Like,
Yeah, so stealth or dex for me not to bumble this up.
I kind of want to say, hang on, are you trying to do this quietly?
Well, because he said to be quiet, so he's bending over to whisper.
I'd say stealth then.
Yeah. Oh, that's a -3.
I thought your dex was just -2. How is that?
On stealth. Actually, I have disadvantage because I've got chainmail and also a -2 penalty. That's what Alice and I talked about because he's so big. Regardless, it was a nat 1. So,
as you do this, is there a specific way you want to make this particularly loud? Or I'm thinking, does your other voice come out?
No, I think this is because there's all this big machinery around. I mean, is there clutter around here as well?
I would say you have not tripped on your way down, maybe kicked something. I think as you bend down, you kick a rock or some piece of metal, and as it rolls, it falls into one of the
I can see that basically it's one of those things where he's bending down and he's kind of like a giraffe trying to bend down. So he sort of has to stick like one leg way out. And when he does, it's just a little pebble and you just hear a little tink, tink, tink. And then it goes into the channel and then you hear go because
it echoes. It hits
another one and then another one until it becomes like this avalanche of like nuts and bolts and screws down one of the channels into another channel. And he's, Oh, I tried, Ophelia Tart. I tried. I was so good.
I know. It's okay.
Is this actual tears from Tart? Like, is this?
It's like a migraine right here.
Sorry,
it's
just
okay.
thank you, Lindy, for an advantage for Vesh and Tart.
Tart's going to need it to not.
Yeah. There is a silence.
Give her patience.
There is a silence,
my soul,
as the echoing slowly ends and rings throughout the hallway, and you see the little old dwarf freeze and look around. Well, that's not good. And you just hear wings. Lots and lots of wings start to move.
Mr. Dwarf, do you know a way out of here?
Depends where you're going.
The river.
And he's still looking at Vesh. Your voice changed. Why are you down here all on your own, boy?
You're not alone, Vash. You're not alone, Vash.
Are you guys really here? You're really here, right?
Yes. Get out. Frederick. Use Frederick, Vesh.
So yeah, no, he does. He grabs Frederick out and it's like, okay.
Good.
He sort of looks up and he tries to answer his question. We're escaping this. I'm escaping the city. I'm escaping the city. Let's keep this easy.
How did you get down here? I don't really understand it. I mean,
I went down the chimney.
Oh, you came the old way.
It seemed pretty old. Yeah. Lots of stairs. I didn't fall though. I did good.
And you see him sort of, as much as his eyes are white and blank, he looks like he's looking at you. He starts walking around you. And
why would you leave the city, boy?
The Warforged started to attack. Or not really protect. Ophelia's really scary. Mother told us to leave, so we left.
Ophelia.
She's a Fadolin. She's got a weird mark in the middle of her forehead.
She's a Valerian?
That's it.
Where?
Oh, we're going to do this again. She's right here.
Hello, Mr. Dwarf.
and you can see he sort of twitches at the sound of your voice.
Well, you'll do no good here. Follow me.
And he starts to shuffle off.
How, like on a scale of like 1 to 20, how cray does this guy seem?
He's pretty nuts.
Yeah. Does he
He's
look
pretty
like
nuts.
dangerous nuts?
Dunno.
Like gonna jump us nuts?
He doesn't look agile. Like, you think this hunch is from literally crawling through spaces, and he has gained the hunch this way. You watch him walk, and he's just like shuffling.
Mm-hmm.
Blue is watching and trying to mimic him,
Mm.
just because he's trying to understand it.
Does he? Okay. Crafty crazy.
You know, he's sort of endearing in sort of a creepy kind of weird way. Like a little character or a puppet.
He can hear you.
I don't think he can.
And you just see him sort of snap his head back. And if his eyes could dart around, you think they would be. And he's sort of like mumbling to himself, and he's like, I don't know, the voice is back.
You were talking about my voice changing?
Yes, you sounded like a lady before.
What?
And he just continues to shuffle onwards.
Vesh is like trying to follow him. He's trying to stay sort of hunched back, and he kind of is looking back at everyone else and go, is everyone else as confused as I am?
Met is in confusion.
I look suspicious.
In almost perfect mimicry, Kai says, "Oh, it happens."
And this is what was that? As he sort of freaks a little bit. Dude.
Vesh looks, eyes get really wide. And he's like, he starts holding Frederick again.
I've always been able to imitate people. Don't worry, Vesh.
Oh, okay.
And
Now I need you to be quiet.
and you see he's leading you away from the big door.
Okay.
To be fair, Dot, I think that if we were to let him to open the big door, there'd be a lot of noise, and whatever's going on would startle whatever those are.
Yep, I got it. I just don't
Okay.
trust him.
Oh, it's okay. I trust him. He seems sweet enough. Not Vesh sweet. Not exactly you or Emmett or Blue sweet, but he seems sweet in a sort of demented little way.
You can see as he's walking towards the end of where the door is, but he is leading you away from it off to the side. You can see by the door huge turmoils, like big cogs that look like they'd need 2 people
Mhm.
to open it.
Do we need to turn the wheels? He asked the dwarf.
Why would you turn the wheels and open the door?
Wait,
Then you
what?
flood the sewers again.
Oh, okay. Let's not do that. How do we get to the river?
Through the sewers.
But you said this would flood the...
I'm not saying turn them.
Okay.
Okay, so how do we get into the sewers without turning them?
Ah, there's that lady voice again.
And he just sort of shuffles off to the side. You can see a huge grate. It's a very, very large grate. You could easily all fit in through this gate. Excuse me a moment. And he holds on to this, and you hear a as he is dragging this grate. He sort of like does like a little limber up and starts doing it, and you hear these wings start to erupt from the ceiling. You're not right by him right now. He's sort of wandered off ahead, and the whole ceiling moves. You feel a breeze as thousands of wings wake up and start to flap as if they're waking up. You hear little screeches as things start to drop from the ceiling.
I'm going to hop after suspicious, creepy Mr. Dwarf.
Are you all running? Because you're quite far away from him. You've seen him do this.
Mm-hmm.
I step forward carefully, quietly, and deliberately, not running.
These creatures are looking directly at where the dwarf is, and therefore you are in their eye line. And there is like a black cloud, effectively, that swoops down with a screech.
At that, Emmett would just roar, just be like, "Go!"
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I'm running.
Can you all make dexterity as you try and jump over all of the debris to get towards this vent?
Saving or checks?
I'd say saving.
Oh, okay.
23?
Oh, that's a 1.
Oh no.
And a 4. Apparently.
Okay. So, Tart, you run and you are agile. You are hopping over and over all these little pieces, jumping, and these bats start heading to it. Now, these are huge bats. These are like creatures you've never seen. Now, as Vesh is running, he basically trips over his own feet and crashes into Emmett on the way off, taking Emmett down with him. Kaya, you are slightly ahead of them, quite far behind Tart, and all of you feel, well, other than Tart, feel like a rush of wings as they come swarming around you. A few of them start to try and bite at you. Can you roll initiative, please?
Okay.
We're going to do this that you can attack as you're running. I will not take.
Nice.
Oh, wow. I still got a 15. Look at that, Lauren.
Oh my gosh, okay.
Boards, man, boards.
So, let's see where I come in this.
So low.
14.
Wow.
So just before Emmett. Okay, so Tart, you have run. You've made it to the grate. And you turn around and you see Vesh and Emmett on the floor and Kaya not far behind you. You see these bats start almost like dive bombing. They're just throwing themselves at these two. What are you doing?
Okay. Cool. Love it. Yes. roughly how many are there, like, right on top of them?
Right on top of them, it's like 4 or 5.
Uh-huh.
The rest of this like cloud has just dispersed into the entire hall.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is one of the pins like on my dress, I'm gonna prick my finger, and at second level, so I can get all the ones that are right on top of them, I'm gonna cast Bane. So they need to make charisma saves.
Charisma saves, okay.
Those darn charming bats.
Yeah.
We say that.
I know, right?
They could be fabulous.
Right. Fabulous bats.
That's a 3.
No.
A 14.
No.
An 11.
No.
A 7 and one more.
No.
A 1. A nat 1, in fact.
Nice.
Haha. So basically, anytime they attack or save, they subtract a d4.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
that's good. That's all good.
Like, curse them and impede. I think of it as like impeding their vision a little, like a dark thing.
I'm going to say you almost flash a light.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
I'm going to say you flash a light and you see them sort of recoil a little bit. They come off of them, but they are still near them. So is that the end of your turn?
And I will inspire darling Vesh. Vesh, get your ass over here now. That's how I inspire. Yep, now I'm done.
Yep, you can do that. And Kaya, what are you doing? You've just seen Tart basically burst with this flash of white light, which hits a lot of these huge winged creatures with long teeth and long wide ears as it flashes, and they all sort of recoil. And you can see Vesh and Emmett on the ground, and Blue is not far behind you.
Okay. I'm going to bolt past Blue. I would like to use my action to try to help Vesh get up. And then do I need to make sort of like an athletics check to kind of help him up?
I'd say do an athletics check, but also Vesh, you're quite clumsy. I think, are you gonna be able to take this if you do another dex for me?
Okay.
So it's like one against the other. Yeah. Oh dear. Okay, so you don't quite help Vesh fully up, but you're getting him up. It's not like a whoop, up you go. It's a gradual stagger, and Vesh manages to, after hearing Tart's voice yell at him from across the hallway, he snaps to it, and it's like he suddenly has control over his limbs for once.
Yeah.
And jumps up, and you can hear Blue going, "Get to Tart," as he's like chanting it as he gets him, so he knows that Emmett isn't there.
So with Vesh back on his feet, I'm going to use my bonus action, cunning action, to dash back over to Tart and just sort of football slide my way towards her.
Awesome. Okay. Are you taking Vesh with you, or is Vesh, are you following?
No, I just say, come on, Vesh.
Yeah.
It is Vesh's turn.
So Vesh stands up and kind of curses under his breath. Make sure he still has Frederick, because Frederick was in his hands, and just kind of like goes to like brush his hands off. And when that happens, cast Thunderwave at second level.
Awesome.
Behind me, so hopefully it doesn't catch Emmett, who's underneath of me, and Kaya and Ophelia in front of me. And the big thing is that it's 9 thunder damage, but anything that's unsecured, which I assume is a flying bat, all gets pushed 10 feet.
To be honest, I'm going to say that just works anyway, because it's a mixture of light, lightning, and the force of it. So how are you doing this? How are you erupting?
Literally, Vesh doesn't know. He's not a caster. He just happens to be a sorcerer because he has a giant soul inside of him. And literally, so he is he is getting up and brushing off his hands. However, when he does that, it's like, and this huge wave of force comes off of his hands, and it's anything within the 15-foot cube gets pushed 10 feet further back. And so he's kind of like, and then it just looks ahead of him, and it's almost like he doesn't even recognize that came from him, that maybe someone else cast it, and he runs forward with his movement speed 30 feet to catch up with Kaya. Goes, come on, Emmett! Emmett, we got to get out of here!
Emmett, you've been laying effectively on the ground, and you've just seen this wave skim over you of this lightning, and all these bats just sort of, almost like a ball of energy, erupt away from you as they sort of flee back into the darkness.
That's impressive. And then Emmet will get up and dash over to the grate also.
And you can see the old man, and then like as he sort of gets in, and you can see another tunnel. Now, Vesh, you probably have to crouch a bit lower
Okay.
to get in here, and so will Emmett and Blue.
And as he goes by the little dwarf, he's like, "We were supposed to be quiet." Actually, he does it with his mind, so he does it telepathically. Because he does know that he can speak telepathically, and he's like, "You were supposed to be quiet. We need to be quiet."
As you do, none of the others hear it, but you can. The dwarf goes, "I know, whatever," like grumbling.
We should close that
to himself.
Speaking of the grate.
Yeah. We should close that.
You can close
the
gate, or this like vent, and you enter into this small tunnel, just dripping with water the further you go down. And you see this dwarf in front of you in the darkness, slowly working his way further and further down the tunnel. I mean, you can just hear him mumbling to us, like, "Oh, God, all the way. It's not this stupid boy in the tunnel. What's it doing in the tunnel?" And he's just keeps on going down until you come out into a smaller room, very low, and lots of pipes. You seem to be in a huge pipe. Just that, and you hear a splash as this dwarf jumps down into the water. He's like, "Boy, are you coming? Boy, you still here? Or is it girl? Did I get it wrong?"
"No, I'm a boy. My friends are here too. I know you can't see them, but they're all here.
What?
They're okay."
And he sort of spins around a couple of times. "I haven't seen anyone in so long. Maybe I forget what they look like."
You keep looking at me, though. You can see me?
Of course I can see you.
What does he look like?
Who was that?
It's the lady voice. What does the boy look like?
He looks like a boy. He's very tall for a boy. But then I'm a dwarf, so maybe that's what people are like. Up there, that shaggy brown mop of hair, and what kind of ridiculous teddy bear is he holding?
That's Frederick. He's not ridiculous.
It's an owlbear, for your information.
Oh, the lady voices.
Veshrov tucks him away real quick, a little embarrassed.
You're not safe around here. It's going to get even darker soon, and then they'll flood the pipes.
Have you ever met one of my people before?
People?
I'm a Kalishtar. I'm of the Kalishtar people from Cyre.
What's a Kalishtar?
Never mind. I'm just wondering if that's why you can see me.
I just thought you were a boy.
Well, yeah.
And he sort of you can hear the splash as he sort of, this is sort of coming up to just above his knees. It won't for any of you, but he runs off. And he's like, "Oh, are you coming?"
You'll drown in here if they flood the gates.
We're moving as fast. Everyone, we need to move faster.
Yeah, we're coming.
You see this dwarf, he's like patting the walls around as if he's trying to raise like, this way, and sort of heads off down another path. And you can see a huge like metal vault like hatch quite high up, and he's turning it again. It's incredibly loud, a sort of screeching. It's like, in we go. And you see him just sort of half climb, half fall in.
It's going deeper.
Are you coming?
Yes, we're right here.
Drown if you want.
No,
I kind of duck. Does this get even smaller and smaller? So I'm ducking in.
Yeah, this is more just like a small porthole type thing. You can get in, and it opens up into a huge room. Just a square room, and you can see sofas and chairs and tables and collections of like, there's a vase, and there seems to just be, it's like a home.
Is this your house?
Yes.
I know it's not much. I don't really know what it looks like, and I just know if I drink too much, I always walk into the sofa on the right hand side because I forget how far away it is.
How do you get alcohol down here?
I just find it. People wash stuff down all the time.
So you're drinking right from the drain?
That.
Sorry, what was that?
Oh, sorry, I was rolling my eyes very loudly at the dwarf.
I live off what people throw away.
Do you have like a collection bucket, or I hope you're filtering it somehow?
There's something over there, and you just see like this pile. It looks like maybe it was once contained by a bucket, but there's just loads of bits and bobs, probably that's coming from the river as well. So there's rubbish, there's a shoe, a very large shoe, and there's just like bits of clothing, and it all looks like it's gone very grey where it's already been sat in the water for a while. And he starts to close this huge hatch door as you all come in. He's like, don't want to drown, won't be good at all.
Fesh comes over and gives it an extra little turn of the crank.
Thank you, boy. And he shuffles off. He's like, do you want tea?
No.
No.
You
No.
sure? It's got a nice
Positive.
tang down here.
Oh, I bet it does.
Fesh kind of whispers over to Kaya, I kind of wanted tea.
No. Hang on, I've got this. Yeah, I'll pass on the tea, thanks.
That's
And
really cool.
The guy is again looking very confused and shifting around. Oh, thank you, Kienna, with the sub and a nat 20 from Warforged to another Warforged. Emmett, you have a nat 20.
Yay!
Thank you.
You see this guy shuffle around. Again, in this box, you can see teddy bears, broken cups, broken glasses, and other things like that.
Would the shoe fit Vesh?
There's one, but you can try it on.
Vesh tries it on
You can try
because
it on.
his footwear right now does not fit because he grew a foot.
It does fit. It fits. It's a bit awkward, but your toes are covered.
Which helps because his other foot's basically like a too small flip-flop, or his toes are like sticking out what were his old shoes because he grew a foot. So yeah, hope Vesh doesn't care. He's worn cast-offs before. He thinks they're quite nice, probably.
Take whatever you want, boy. It's a nice boot. I didn't know I had a boot.
Wait, is it boot or a shoe?
It's a boot.
It's a boot. Oh, cool.
Like quite a heavy, like leather boot, which you can assume someone probably just threw out of a window somewhere.
Yeah. It's my first set of boots. I've always had to just have shoes before.
It's not.
Look, they're
quite
nice like yours.
It's not quite
Looking
a
at Kaya's
set.
nice boots, because I think you described Kaya as having nice shoes.
Oh yeah, they're sterling. They're probably not in good shape right now, but somebody I know uses prestidigitation. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Todd's busy looking at the grossness around her, having no idea where to start, and her migraine's getting worse. So, is there a way out of here that doesn't involve drowning?
When the water subsides, I'll show you the way out.
Where will that take us?
Where all the water goes.
How long will it be till the water subsides?
You've got a couple of hours. You'll hear it soon.
Oh, good. Okay, yeah, great. Yeah, good.
Thank you, Tweeter of Vecna, as stream boss, who gives a nat 22 Vesh. And almost on time, you see the dwarf raise his. There it goes. And you can hear like a gush of water. It's almost drumming. And as it floods through all the pipes around you, that was a close one.
That's just so like, oh, yeah, that was close.
Sit down, boy, and whoever your imaginary friends are. Sit down. Tell me, why are you in the pipes? Why were you in the cogs? No one goes to the cogs.
We're trying to get to the river because we have to get out of the city. The city's surrounded by Warforged.
Warforged? Why? I haven't seen one of those in. Yes.
How long
I used to.
been down here?
I don't know. I used to have a Warforged. And he points over. He can't see, but he's pointing over into direction, and you can just see what looks like maybe was once a Warforged. It's been broken. It's rusted. It's sort of fallen away, which is probably not nice for Emmett and Blue right now. He's like, I had a Warforged friend. I don't know where he went, but he used to love sitting there.
Blue, do you think that arm would work? I kind of was thinking maybe I'd give you a hand. No pun intended.
For a second, Emmett was covering Blue's eyes.
Blue's just stood there, not really knowing what's going on. This looks like a very rusted Warforged. You probably wouldn't get a work. If anything, you might hinder Blue by putting this arm on him.
You could slap someone and give him tetanus.
Okay, never mind, bad idea. But so,
Wow.
who exactly are you, strange little pointy blind man?
Pointy, and he looks in your direction, but he can't see a single thing. He's like,
You point at things a lot. It's an interesting quirk. We've all got interesting quirks.
I worked down here in the forges.
Okay, that was past tense. What happened?
They closed the forges.
And did you get stuck here, or what?
I don't remember. I either forgot it was the moving day, or they blocked me in by accident. Did I do something? I might have done something.
Do
Or
you want?
knew something. Everything phases into one down here. And thank you, Nogabert, for the Wild Magic Surge. For Vesh, please.
474, right?
Yeah, 474. And is that it was just me and my Warforged for a while, I think. I don't think there was anyone else. I don't know why they left me down. Yeah.
Do you want to come
Emmett.
with us?
Why?
Because you could get out and see the outside, or poor choice of words, experience the outside world.
Why? Why would I do that?
Just to lovely idea that you just sort of thrown into the sewers. Never mind. That's fine.
Emmett's actually like, I'm sorry, Emmett. I'm Vesh. You're Emmett. Vesh has actually sat down on the couch, made himself quite comfortable, and goes, "Yeah, why would you leave? It's so nice."
I like my chairs. I know where everything is here. I don't out there.
Emmet,
Yes.
would you hold me, please? I don't want to touch anything here.
During this time, Emmet was playing with their beard.
It's great. It's an
And then you
amazing.
say that, and it's like, oh, yes.
Thank
Blue
you.
is watching you and doing the motion but has no beard. He's just trying to work out what you're doing.
Love that Emmett has a beard. I just love it.
It looks really, really good.
Well, you missed the moss.
What?
You sprayed water from your finger.
Oh, yeah, yes, of course. Pew, pew, pew. I'll clean Kaya's boots while I'm at it.
Oh, thank you.
Vesh
Yeah.
puts up this old sewer boot for you. It's like,
Mm. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, okay.
I was gonna say it's probably worse cleaning.
It is a grotty old boot.
I do it like 20 times. And then hand sanitizer. I prestidigitate hand sanitizer on it.
Actually,
Febreze.
when she does that, and I'm just sort of with this weird sort of inherent thing that happens with his spell. If there is anything like a hole, or if they're like if the shells come off, Vesh mending sort of his mending his cast. Vesh isn't quite sure how, but he's sure that Tart must have done it. Oh, thanks.
You're welcome, Vesh.
And the dwarf sort of like shuffles past and bumps into Tart and Emmett.
No!
Oh, that wasn't. I don't think I left a table there before. Oh, and just sort of goes and flumps himself down on the side of the sofa near Vesh. So, did you want tea, boy?
Well, I did, but they said I shouldn't drink the tea down here.
Why?
I don't know. I bet it's perfectly nice. I sort of look at them defiantly.
Psych, just kidding. It really doesn't.
Well, if you change your mind.
I have changed my mind. I would like to have some tea, please. And he looks
Just
at
kidding.
Kaya.
And you see this dwarf get up and he reaches out and he basically walks along the sofa to a table and along. And you see a weird setup. It's like there's a glass bowl and a glass pipes and a
Oh
fire
my God, is it a still?
underneath. And he has got a little tap that seems to run from the outside. He's like, hang on. And you hear a kudoof as this thing goes, and this thick grey water comes out. And you can see it travel up the pipe slowly, like this is thick. And it hops and falls into a little almost like bulbous type glass and starts to boil.
Vesh, if something happens to you, don't say I didn't try to help you. Because you're going to be all like, oh, well, Kaya, I don't feel very good. And then I'm going to be like, well, you know, Vesh, I told you not to drink the tea, love. And you know what you did? You drink the tea.
What is that noise?
I'm sure that he does something to make it so it's not that sewer stuff that just went in there. Wouldn't he? He wouldn't actually
Look at
drink
him.
that, would he?
You see another glass pipe that runs off, and what you think is probably like the condensation or something starts running up that pipe, and droplets of clear water is slowly dripping
Vesh is
into a flask.
I told you. I told you.
As they're having this conversation, I'm gonna change my face to Vesh's.
Mm-hmm.
As I'm, in a dress being held by Emet, and just see if the dwarf notices.
Does absolutely nothing.
With my 20 perception, Vesh notices and is like,
Vesh, you will see. Are you just doing the head?
Yeah, I was just doing the head.
So, like, basically, Vesh, you see yourself in a dress
and you're also
with curves.
You're not humanoid size. Are you gnome size?
No, I'm about humanoid size.
You're humanoid
right
size.
Now.
I'm sorry. For some reason, I was thinking that you were gnome size. Vesh just sort of looks very oddly at you.
Huh. Now, he doesn't notice. I'll slip down from Emet's grasp, and then I'll grow to be the same size as Vesh. And now I look exactly like him in a dress.
You can up to, oh wow, all the way that up. Oh, cool.
And I'm just staring at the dwarf in my beautiful black frock.
And Vesh is just staring at you.
I wink at him.
I look pretty good in that.
Yeah.
Tot, can you do the voice too?
I could try.
We're all gonna do Vesh impressions today.
It's not very good.
Emmett, you should try it too. You just gotta make your voice all squeaky.
But
I'm
there's
kinda
also
nervous.
like a resonance to it too. It's like a deep chest voice that wants to
Best
come out.
Day ever.
Thank you, Tweeter of Vecna. You donate. Each player, you need to flip a coin or roll a 1d2.
Mhm.
A 1, something good happens to you. 2, something bad happens to you.
It's gonna
So
be
go low.
bad.
This is a go low.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, look at this, all ones.
Think low. Think low.
Think low. Think low.
What was Emmett's? Sorry.
Yeah,
Look at that.
good things.
Across the board.
I can't see Emmett's. Is
It's a 1.
Is it a
Ashley,
1?
yeah.
It's at the
Okay.
bottom.
Everything's coming
Mine's not
up
caught up.
Millhouse for
So
us.
everything is good.
Yep.
The
Good.
dwarf walks over to Vesh, the real Vesh.
He can
With-
tell the difference.
He can't see you.
I know.
And he's quite shaky, but he's got a very broken cup of tea. And like a mug, there's a big chip in it, and he's like, there you are.
And Vesh picks it up like a mug first, and then immediately he looks over at Tart him. Tart him. So wait, are you female Vesh? Or are you male?
No, I look
Or
like
male
you.
Vesh just in a dress. Okay,
Yeah.
Gotcha. So he looks over at himself and looks at Kaya and puts his pinky out
Because we're fancy.
and just takes a big old slug of it. How's it taste?
This
I was gonna say,
It's
let me
one
guess.
of
It tastes like a wild magic surge, doesn't it?
This is one of the nicest tasting teas you've
Gross.
had. It's strong. It's like a gunpowder tea, like a gunpowder green tea. So there's a big, strong flavor, but you feel very refreshed, if anything.
I like it.
And in 2 seconds, Vesh was stone dead.
Rocks fall,
He was
tea
last
falls, players die.
And this dwarf, this part of the good thing for Vesh, starts going, hang on a minute, and starts rooting through. He's like, I know I had another boot here somewhere, and starts going through, and he pulls out a boot. It's got completely different laces from the pair you're wearing. They've got very brightly coloured, like a bright yellow or orange sort of style lace on it, and he just
hands it over to you. Sure to
I
keep
see.
your feet dry.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I could totally see that. Like one's sort of like a pirate boot with like the cuff folded over, and
Oh,
the
yeah,
other is like
that's what they are.
the other is like a lace up boot. But if they fit, if they're the right size, because he's
They-
gonna have like a size 24 foot in it by now, or whatever kind of craziness that is. And
Weirdly, they are a perfect fit, and they are the snuggliest like boots you've ever had.
these are the best shoes I've ever had.
Oh, that's very,
I
very
never
sad.
asked your name. What's your name?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Of course. He
Well, I
does.
don't need to use it, so. Why?
Well, that's nice to introduce yourself. I'm Vesh.
Hello, Vesh. And you see Steve starts looking towards the ceiling.
There aren't bats in here, are there?
No, no, I don't let bats in here. Did you? Why did you leave the city? Is it because it's moving?
Moving? No, the city's staying still. It was all the Warforged that came. Wait. Actually, yeah, his voice does actually drop. Wait. The city's moving?
Not the city. Something in it. Far away, but it's here.
We saw
I
lots
get
of war.
weird sometimes. I don't. It's coming back. And he sort of grimaces for a moment.
Kaya mimics the wait. What's coming back? Was there something here that wasn't here before? What do you mean coming back? What was been away? What's been gone?
Can't see. I can't see through the fog.
At fog, Vesh starts remembering his dream, starts to sort of shudder. Like you could hear, it's totally like from the like Jurassic Park. Suddenly you start to hear the.
Fog? What fog?
It's moving. The mist. Don't understand. Ah! And he puts his tea down. And just looks around. He can't see anything. Though it is interesting, I haven't seen another person in a long time. And he's looking at Vesh. And it's weird that I can only see you. I can't see my sofa. I can't see my teacup I hold in my hand. I can see your teacup.
Wait, you can see my teacup? I reach out and grab whoever's the two closest people to me.
Kaya jumps in your lap.
Just
I was gonna say that I touch
who's
Emmett
the other side? Are you touching Emmett or Tart or
or
Kaya?
other me. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Wait, I'm in Emet's arms.
Wait, as me?
Yes, I've been like this the whole time.
Oh, so I missed. Okay, so yeah, me the size of me in Emmett's arms. This is great. So I guess I grab Emmett, so we're all sort of touching each
Yeah.
other.
As you touch Emmett and Kaya, is it? I don't see anything.
Oh well.
Boring.
Emet, damn it, Vesh. What are you?
Me?
Uh-huh.
Well, the merchant who raised me, he said that I was a Kalistari.
I
That's
know
what
what
my
that-
mom was.
Yeah. Do I know anything about the Kalishtar? Are they common in Sean? Like,
You would have met a fair few. You'll know mainly that they can talk
via telepathy.
Mm-hmm.
Probably would have in fact, you probably employ some, or your mother has as bodyguards so that they can communicate with each other without having to disturb anything around them. So you will have heard of them, maybe not spoken to many like in depth or anything like that.
I'm gonna hop down from Emmet and like walk up to Vesh face to face and like look at him really close.
Vesh is still a bit shaken, but with shaken from the comment about the fog, and just kind of looks back and is like, "This is weird.
Yes, this is very weird.
No, this is weird that you're me."
Do you want me to stop being you? It was just easier to see when I was, like 3 feet taller.
What are you looking at?
I don't know. You do magic, right?
I can do little things. I'm kind of clever at some little things. I can fix stuff like I fixed Blue's arm. But
And you make thunder.
that's kind of weird. So, I know that the way that I am is because my Kiore he's a storm giant. That's why I was going to Zendrick.
Mm-hmm.
And most Kalistar, well, it's not supposed to work like this. So the one time I tried to like find a home with some other Kalistar, they thought I was cursed. So that's why we decided I should go to Zendrick. That's why I came here. Most Kiore are just kind of like, I don't know. The other Kalistar who I talked to said it's just kind of like a gut feeling. But I hear Ulgola.
Who?
Ulgola, that's his name.
Does that sound familiar? Is that like a well-known storm giant? No. Okay.
So sometimes stormy things happen around me. I think it's him. Well, I guess I know it's him. We're trying to work it out. He's a little confused by it too.
And the clumsiness is
Oh,
that's just you?
That's just me. He's sorry because he knows that, well, he kind of looks around to everybody else, and the fact that he grew a foot last night, this isn't normal, and he's sorry that he's causing this.
Ptolemy's fine. It happens. Weird stuff happens in Shan, right? So, no harm done.
Well, I know my mom got me out of Cyre.
Where the mist was.
Well, it is, I think.
I don't
remember.
I don't think it's there anymore.
I know she was running from it. Just checking. Is Mist still there? Alice?
Is who still there, sorry?
The Mist. Is it still there?
It's Cyre.
Yeah. Cyre.
Yeah, for as far as you know,
yeah,
the mist doesn't move. It doesn't
yeah.
move.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Dwarf thinks it's moved.
It stays. I hear it sort of like hears your voice. It stays, it moves, it does what it wants.
Is it like sentient?
No.
Anyway, where this lady voice? Why can't I see? And he sort of, because you're so close to Vesh right now, he stands up and bumps
Ah,
into you.
that was my
And
peck.
you go to fall over, basically. And Vesh, you sort of just knock Tart as she sort of gets bumped out, and he goes, and the dwarf goes, oh, when did your friend get here? Where did you let her in? I didn't let her in. You know you can't let people into my house without me knowing.
She's one of my friends I was talking about. Wait, you can see her now? What, do you see her or do you see two of me's one wearing a dress?
Very
And
nice dress.
he looks at you like utterly confused.
I wave my hand. I'm me, but that's her.
And I see your lady friend, yes.
Is she as tall as me?
No, boy, you're oddly tall.
I drop it and I go back to Ophelia.
Why'd you change your face?
Oh, you know, like to keep it fresh.
You change it often.
If I have to.
I'm gonna go over there and just sort of tap on his forehead, see if that does anything.
He's just like, and he just sort of swats at the air where you were.
I kind of let him sort of bump into me all the same.
He bumps into you, but doesn't do anything. He sort of accidentally like touches your arm as he moves around. He's like, oh,
Hello, can you see me yet?
and he's looking around very confused. I don't understand.
Do I get a sense that anything's changed about me besides like my normal stuff?
Nothing has changed. Now, you, the one of many faces, come here.
I don't know that I want.
Now, he sort of backs up on to sit on the sofa. Is it? And you, tall one. Yeah.
Vesh sits back down on the sofa. He's happy about his new boots. He actually needs to put the other one on.
Yeah, you can probably sit there and lace them up. And this dwarf reaches out and just touches Vesh's face as if he's like feeling the whole feel, like where your eyes are, your ears are, and your nose. And then he puts a hand on your chest. You feel old. Why do you feel old? You look young. I don't understand.
I think he has a giant in him.
Could be it. Is the giant old?
I think so. Like really old.
No, that's not it. And you, and he just turns and looks at Tart and immediately just like on your face and starts like moving.
Sore hands on the face.
Like that, feeling your face. Like he takes like two hands and he's like literally.
Don't stab him. Don't watch the T-zone.
He's like, and then he looks confused and he quickly grabs Vesh's hand and holds Vesh's hand whilst he's holding Tart's face. And he looks back and forth between you for a moment. You are intertwined. Intertwined, your journeys, your paths are intertwined. Your paths are related. Your paths are thin. The two of you together. It's interesting. Not had that one before. a changeling, and he's just sort of looking back. He's like, path, and he just starts repeating. He's like, paths intertwined, paths related, paths thin, paths intertwined, and then he lets go.
Okay.
And he's like, and leans forward and picks up his tea again. And you can hear really loud, after there's like a slow, like a quiet period, you hear as he just like starts really sipping out of this tea. You said there were more of you. Where are they?
They're here. We have my friend Emmet and Kaya. Kaya's the one who can sound like me.
Where is the war forged? Where is it?
Your old one.
And he sort of reaches out with his hands. You're a lot taller, and he's like, come here. And holds his palms out.
Emmett leans over so he can reach easier.
And he touches your face, and he sort of moves it, and it's cold to the touch. I'm sad for you. You're cold. You have no soul. But it is a metal encasing that holds life. Interesting. And the little one, and he sort of there was another metal man.
Blue.
And at this, Blue perks up, and he's like, yes, and sort of trots over to your eyes. What is it?
Let him touch your face.
And he's like, okay. And it's sort of, even Blue, like for a warforged, is looking back, and he sort of kneels down, almost falls over as he's trying to hold himself up. And touch my face. And this dwarf just reaches out and starts touching his again and says, You're cold too. You're faulty. Don't understand. You're like the bigger Warforged. You're cold. You have no soul. A metal encasing that holds life. You're not as strong as the other one. Blue's like, I know. That's why I haven't got an arm. And he's sort of like gesturing this like stump off to the side. And he sort of looks in the direction of Kaya and waits a second. I need to process this. And he starts muttering to himself and starts pouring himself another cup of tea. And where did you say you were going?
The Dagger River.
So we have a boy that's too old, who is linked with a girl who changed faces. How is anyone reacting to this so far? Like, are you doing something in particular? How are you sitting? How are you shifting? Or
immediately
a bit of a weirdo. Like,
oh yeah. As soon as he finished touching me, I was like making big eyes at Vesh the whole time, but as soon as he stopped touching me, I conjured exfoliant in my hands and have been exfoliating. Not even joking. When he says the thing to Emmet, I get really angry, but covered in exfoliant and narrow my eyes.
Yeah, when he makes the soul comment, Emmet's eyes, just like before in the first, when we were out getting the ice lollies, when they are good for your soul. The same thing happens, like his eyes dim and they almost go out for a few seconds. And then he comes back to.
Emmett, I'm sorry, Vesh. Golly, why am I thinking I'm Emmett today? Everyone thinks they're Emmett today. Vesh,
we all Emmett inside.
Yeah.
Vesh's voice.
I think Vesh, when he says that, because Vesh has no filter, he's like, that's not a very nice thing to say.
But it's true.
But you're not supposed to say things that aren't nice.
I think it's pretty nice that you're intertwined with me. Oh, you mean the thing about the soul? Yes, that wasn't.
You can't say something nice. You shouldn't say anything at all. He seems to rattle that right off.
Sorry. First of all, hello, Grant.
Hi,
He says
Grant.
hi to everyone
Grant.
and donates you all a nat 20. So thank you, Grant, and welcome. And the dwarf sort of moves at this, at your sort of dislike visit. I'm not saying he can't have a soul.
Well, I guess we'll find him one then.
Find him one?
Yeah.
How else would he get one?
Fog is moving, the smoke is moving, the streets will fill again. And he starts talking to himself as he starts brewing another cup of tea.
This whole time, Kai has been sort of making faces at him every so often, just
He
kind of
does
waving.
not see this like at all.
Emet will look over at Vesh and Tart and Kai and be like, can Warforged get souls?
Sure, why not?
I do not know that they are very easy to come by, and I don't know if it would change your personality. And then I spritz water in my face and wipe off the exfoliant.
Vesh kind of looks at Emmett very seriously, goes, I kind of have two, so why can't we find you one?
Emet straightens up and becomes very, very still.
And
And their eyes dim a little.
Blue will walk over to Emmett. What does it mean not to have a soul?
I don't actually know, Blue,
Are
but
we
I hear about them.
Are we supposed to have one?
I don't think we're supposed to.
What if we want one?
I don't know.
Maybe we will find one.
Maybe we will find one.
I will share with you.
We will share a soul, Blue.
Oh, that's lovely. That's about the sweetest thing I think I've ever heard, other than Vesh asking Tot to run away with him, of course.
Oh, I did run away with you.
Oh my goodness, yes, how romantic.
Yep, that. I mean, he's, 15 or 16, but
Oh, how old are you,
Apparently
Tot?
I'm very old for my age. He just sort of looks at the dwarf because Vesh is confused. He just at this point, he's so confused he's not even worried anymore about the stuff. He's just kind of like, he picks it up and he gets the mug of tea and sticks his pinky back out and just sort of drinks his tea.
Kaya nods.
I don't know how old I am.
Kaya nods at that, and is like, as you're nodding, you can practically hear it's like peanuts rattling in a can.
The dwarf returns with tea again. I did not mean to offend your warforged. I find them comforting companions, and he sort of glances over to the corner where you see the old warforged.
Mm.
It's like,
Yes, your paths are intertwined. And the big one, and sort of gestures where Emmett was, whether if Emmett hasn't moved.
Just straightened up.
You have something else about you. You're going to do something, aren't you?
Emet's eyes will get a bit brighter, but he doesn't say anything.
And he sort of, but then, everyone has a path in life. And he sort of, there was another one of you. I only see two. There's been two Warforged. Where's your other friend?
She's right there.
I go hide behind the sofa.
She's. You have to find her. It's a game.
I don't play games in my own house.
Not even Parcheesi.
And he just sort of looks in your direction.
Her
Like,
patience is this thin right now.
I would like to meet your other friend. You all
Kaya.
seem to have interesting lives.
By now, I was having fun being invisible.
Make you
Smart.
some exfoliant.
Well, it's not something I get to do really much anymore, be invisible when I want to, so pop out from behind the couch and I go over to him. Hello, I'm Kaya.
And he sort of reaches out for you and probably hits like your upper arms and starts to just pull you down to his level.
Wincing, I sort of lean into it. And I break out in hives.
As you do this, he reaches up and holds your face again. And like with the others, like moves it around. And then he looks confused. And he stops. And he does the same again. And Kaya, you can feel his hands trembling as he touches your face.
Everything okay?
And his breath starts to get ragged. The rest of you see this.
Does he look scared?
What you see, it's almost like a blank expression on his face, but his hands are shaking.
Mr. Dwarf, are you okay?
And you can just, no, not possible.
What's not possible?
And reaches out one more time to his face, and you see his face drop, and he starts to scream.
Ah, jeez.
And that is where we will leave this week's episode of Eberron.
I broke him!
Broke the crazy dwarf. Everyone okay? Good. Okay, so we're going to pop around the group. If we talk about our characters, how they might be feeling right now, and what was your favorite bit, and just plug your channel, where we can find you, and everything like that. So let's go round same order again. So Emmett, our lovely Emmett, how are they feeling, and what was your favorite bit?
So Emet is still reeling from the soul comment. And they've had that comment before and they can usually shrug it off, but then when Blue got involved with it, it hit home a little bit harder. And so they're still trying to process that. and then now they're trying to process what just happened. Emet is learning so much so quickly. So much to think about, and now a glorious beard. Actually, that might be my favorite part.
I was going to say, is the
fact
beard.
that Emet has a moss beard now. They're eventually going to see someone with a braided beard end up braiding their moss beard, grow flowers.
Like, you're going to have like mushrooms and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, growing out of that as you go. So, yeah. And where can we find you? Is there anywhere else we can find you? If you want to chuck any like links in chat, you go for it.
I am Phoenix of 89 on both here and Twitter. And this Saturday, I will be in a one-shot, Cypher System Horror one-shot. And I was actually looking for the channel on that.
I do love the Cypher System.
I'll have to plug the channel once I find it. But yeah, this Saturday I'll be in a one-shot.
Awesome. Right, so we're going to hop over to Kaya.
Hi, everybody. I'm Derek, or Archmage Derek, playing the sweet, lovable, goofy, very different Kaya. She doesn't really know what to think at the moment in time. Hell, I practically don't know what to think half the time as Kaya. But I will say, the one little piece that I'll give you, the one detail, is that as he starts to scream, there's a smirk on her face. But yeah, so I'm gonna leave you with that for the week. I'm Archmage Derek. You can find me at Twitter, archmage_Derek, or at themagecollege.wordpress.com, where myself, my wife, it's Kana, and Wizards and Wardrobes Tahina_Andale create D&D 5e content and articles and stuff, and that's awesome. And you should check me out tomorrow night on our Scattered Ashes 7th Sea game at 6 p.m. Eastern, right here on the Scraticus channel. And I think that's all the places I am. So yeah.
Did you have a favorite part from today, other than Mossbeard?
Oh goodness, favorite part. I think I think it's the moment we all started doing Vesh's voice, and then Ash is just sitting there just going at the like very back of it, and that's what killed me. I'm like, it sounded like the illegitimate love child of Arnold Schwarzenegger and a creaky door. And it was perfect.
Awesome. We've dropped your link and Twitch channel in chat, and feel free to pop any other links in there that you want. But we're going to hop over to Tart now.
Yeah, I had a great time. I think my favorite part was also everything to do with imitating Vesh in whatever way it was. I loved all the character reactions. I thought it was really cool. And Creepy Dwarf grew on Lauren, not on Tart. But I like that. I thought that was a really cool sequence with him. You can find me over on Twitter at ThatSaltyGinger. I am taking a week off of everything, and I'm going to the East Coast and seeing all my friends at the Maryland Ren Fair. So if you're going to be out there next weekend, a whole bunch of tabletop streamers are heading out there. So next time you'll see me, we'll be back here next week.
Awesome. And last but not least, poor Vesh. But he has new boots.
Yes, Vesh has new boots. No, Vesh is always fun to play. I enjoy him a lot. The sort of the mysteries about this dwarf and him seeing Vesh, and that when Tart and Vesh collided, that somehow then he's able to see him, but not, it's very interesting sort of how whatever is manifesting so this dwarf is going on has got me, the player, intrigued of how that all works. And then Vesh, of course, is confused, and Vesh has no filter. So he's just kind of like, hey, here's everything you need to know about this. Here's my life, and here are the things, and this is what's going on. He is not a subterfuge type guy. So it is always fun. And I think probably a T probably my favorite part, was because Vesh was just like, for once you kind of see Vesh being that, he's whatever, he's 16, 15, 16 years old, and here's all these people saying, don't do it. Oh yeah. I mean, at that point, it's just like, I mean, he saw the sludge, but he's like, I think he's nice. It can't be that bad.
It was good tea.
So you can find me. Thanks for dropping my links and stuff in there, and we'll see you next time on Eberron.
Yeah. Awesome. Right. Few things before we head off and we go for a raid. Discord. The links will be in the chat. Our Discord. We are so proud of our Discord group because everyone is just so friendly. It's a family feel. We talk D&D. We talk TTRPGs. We just chat and see how everyone's day's going and talk about so many things in general. Twitter. If you want to get into a game like this or one of our viewer games, we have 12 slots free every single week that are booking up very, very quickly. And if you want to get in on one of those, then pop Scrat a DM on Twitter and we will get you in one of those games. YouTube. I think all of the premiere episodes are up on YouTube, and we're trying to upload the rest of them as quickly as possible so that if you want to catch up or just want to binge watch them, they should be there ready for you. Patreon, we're now full time, so this is another great way to support us, and we are so in awe of everyone's support, no matter how already so far. So thank you so much. And the Patreon gives you sort of behind the scenes stuff, some artwork that's not necessarily seen on Twitter or anywhere else. It also gives you upcoming Academy Open Day news before it is released to the Discord or Twitter. Merch, we do t-shirts and we love them. We do t-shirts, we do notebooks, we do hoodies, we do all of it, and it's all found on Redbubble, and we've heard nothing but good things about it so far. And as you can see from the lovely little icon in the top of our screen, we are now working with Jay and Bird from Bird in the Storm. So if you want to say a quick thing about that, Jay, just if you wanted to say anything else, or you're good?
Just how super excited we are to be a sponsor of Scraticus Academy. We love everything that Adam and Alice are doing with inclusion, and that gaming is for everybody and teaching people how to play, and couldn't be happier to be a sponsor for them. We have our own little, we have merchandise t-shirts that are out there, and we have with merchandise, you get to a copy of our work in progress of our first module, which soon we will be turning into a final version, which will then go on to RPG, drive-through RPG. We also have Module 2 that is in the work. We also have a special event happening down here in Orlando that we can give more details about as that gets closer. And if anyone follows me on my Twitter, this was a new thing that we just had run up today for promotional purposes. We have our Bird in the Storm mugs and a Bird in the Storm on the other side as well. So we are super excited to be a part of Scraticus Academy, and thank you guys for letting us hop in and be a sponsor.
Thank you. We're so excited, especially for things to come. So keep an eye out what's coming to this channel when we work collaboratively. I'm so excited. Right, we are going to raid Encounter Roleplay, and it looks like our war cry this week is going to be Mossbeard. So when we get over there, let them know where you've come from. Just hashtag Mossbeard. If you've got the Scrat emote, throw that in there as well, or type in Scrat hype or something. Let's go and cause.
Actually, I think Bird's over there as well. So
I was going to say, I think it's Bird's night on here, isn't it? So
yep.
Let's go and confuse some people with Mossbeard, and we'll see everyone next week for Eberron. So see you later. Bye.